Okay, so I have hauled a lot of books the past like month and a half or so, because there was a library sale, so it was $1 per like grocery bag full of books and audiobooks and stuff. And then I also did some half price book outlet over here that's got 2 big boxes worth, and I got albums as well as books. I had a 50% off thing that took me like literally 5 years of going there to get like the 10 times or whatever, because they signed one for like so many dollars or something. You have to spend so much before they even sign it. But anyway, so I'm going to show you what all I've got so that I can get it off my couch, because it's been sitting here since I got them all. I'm really tired. I've been gone the past 2 days and feel pretty nauseous after the espresso that I had this morning, but I don't want to go to bed. So I've been wanting to film this video forever, so we're just going to go ahead and do it. But the low energy is from that. So, all right. Okay, so I have 2 different things over here. All my bookshelves are already full. I only have one that's not double stacked, and that is like my special edition shelf, and it's almost full. So obviously that was not going to work. I do have this purple bookcase. It's not wooden, so it's not really as sturdy as the other ones, but it's also on rollers. So I'm just going to roll it in front of my other shelf of books. That's my red books, because I'm not going to have to fumble through those, because I still have this whole shelf double stacked, this one almost double stacked, now all these new books that have not been read, and then like the bottom 2 sections double stacked of the one shelf that have not been read, and then the ones that are on top of the shelves that have not been read. So I have a lot of unread books. I am doing a much better job of reading the books that I own. So, and I've even started doing that with my Kindles and stuff. And then the other thing that I've done is, like, when I get a book, I put it on the special edition shelf so that I know that those are my newly hauled books. And I'm trying to kind of like read books as I acquire them so they get priority. So yeah, those are either special editions or things that I've got this year. None of these books that I'll show you are going to count towards that, because I got them on like a massive deal. So if I eventually get rid of some of these, it's fine. But yeah, so we're going to start with all of the books that I got from the Friends of the Library sale thing that I went to. The total on it was $5 for everything I'm about to show you first, and then I'll tell you when we switch over to the other one. So the book outlet one had records and books, and I think I spent, I know it was over $100, but I think it was 50% off, so it was like in the 200s. So it was like 115, maybe 120, something like that. I don't know. But anyway, it's going to be my last record haul for a while. And then I got ones from the concert I went to last night. But anyway, let's go ahead and just begin. I am going to be using this tiny tiered shelf for books that I have already read, so that I have them separate. And then this one is going to be the other books. All right. And no, I do not necessarily know anything about these books. It was cheap, so if it looked like an author I knew of or that I might read it, I just went ahead and grabbed it. It was also the last day and towards the end of the day, so I was like, they're just going to ship these books off if someone doesn't get it. So I've got Jane Green, Sister Stardust. I have not read that one, so I'm going to put that over here on the bottom. And I don't really know the best way to do this on this shelf. I guess we're probably just going to do a double, or I'll just start with a single stack, and then depending on how many books there are, I might have to change that. And then I've got the audiobook, The Poison Eaters. So I'm going to put the audiobooks on the top part. And then I've got the Thanksgiving Hookup. And Shout, Lori Halsey Anderson. And I think it's like a collection of books. Dear Martin, I've already read. So that goes in this little shelf. I might have to bring it closer to me. Then I've got The Art of Crash Landing. Have not read that one. A Teenager's Guide to Feminism. I'll just tell you if I've read it. I got a bunch of children's books. So some of these I'll probably keep here, and some of them I'll probably give to my nieces and nephews. But anyway, I've got Maud and Grandmaud, King Alice, Between Two Windows, Anthony and the Gargoyle, Quiet, Freedom River, well, The People of the Town, Nursery Rhyme Friends for You and Me, and Weeds in Nana's Garden. I'm gonna put those up here with the audiobooks. Oh, top shelf. Or actually, I'm just gonna make a stack on the top. There's not that many of them. Got a couple more kids' books. Okay, so we've got How to Make a Friend, My Favorite Good Morning Stories, and Best Friends in the Whole Universe. They look like little axolotls. I was like, so cute. And then got Loving versus Virginia. I've already read this book, so it's going to go here. Well, okay. And then I've got this whole bag of stuff. That's animal. Okay. I guess we're going to start with these audiobooks. The bag's kind of ripping. First Love, Take 2. I'm actually going to stack the audiobooks on top as well. Alright. Easier to see them and grab them. I Owe You One. And this is a novel. Memories of My Melancholy. Whores. Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I tried one of this author's books when we were doing the I Read Dead People Club, and I absolutely hated it. So I was like, I'll give him one more try. Because he's like a classic type person, I guess. Like one of the people popular to read from. So, got some more audios over here. Okay. Wicked Business. Entice, yeah. Robert Craze is the author of this one. The Wanted. Olive Again. I mostly just got the ones that like look like romances, and then some of them are thrillers. Such a Fun Age. And Moonwitch Spider King. That should be all of the audio. Okay. Unlikely Animals. Read it. Loved it. Jackpot. Have not read this one yet. The cart is wanting to like move. I might have to move those to the bottom shelf because it's floppy and I don't want it to fall on my bear. 20 Into the Mist. Good Morning Love, Full Throttle, One Italian Summer, It Starts With Us. It is like falling apart. But I liked the movie. That's what got that one. Future Feeling. My Brother's Secret. I have another series by Dan Smith. At least I think that it's him. And I really like the opening of that series. So I think I'll like his writing in general. So that's why I got that one. Clap When You Land. Already read it. Oop. Michael Crichton, Pirate Latitudes. I can keep that there. And then Unprecedented, the Donald Trump thing. And I'm pretty sure this is like criticism of him. Otherwise it's getting DNF because we do not support Donald Trump. We meaning me. Alright. Watch Us Rise. We're almost done with the $5. Against the Loveless World. Chorus. And Booth. If you've read any of these books and liked them or hated them, let me know. I Know Where She Is. And Dinosaur Planet. Okay. We've got, oh, this is not one of the $5. Okay. And then One of the Good Ones. I was like, don't fall. And then Demon Fire. Stay where you're at. Smoke. I have read some Ellen Hopkins. They're like written in like poetry style. And I liked them. I'm not really a poet person, but novels in verse sometimes will work. And then a CJ Box book. I read another CJ Box book for a book club, and I did enjoy it. So I was like, I'll try another book by them. And then, let's see if any fell over here behind seat cushions. Yes. A Low Country Bride. So yeah, I mostly picked up romances. But yeah, all of that was just $5. And when you see it all together, it's actually not as bad as I thought as far as the amount. All those, and then these 4 that I've already read. Okay. And I read them before I got them. I picked them up because I knew they were good. Okay. So, the other 3 I have over here, I pre-ordered these. They were books that I saw at bookstores, but was not willing to pay the full price, so I ordered them on Amazon because they were cheaper. Sinner's Isle. A Cruel Thirst by the same author. And then How to Write a Romantasy. Okay, so those are, again, like I said, newer ones. So these are going to go on my special edition shelf later because I want to prioritize those. And then I also got some from Barnes & Noble over here, so I will show you what those are. My doggy is in the way. Okay, so these are Book of the Month, Barnes & Noble, and pre-order books. So I have Leaving Me Behind. I'm already like 100 pages into this, so I'm currently reading it. And then we've got, Tara wants to be pet. Did you miss me the last 2 days? Yeah. Then we've got The Phantom of the Opera. I read a retelling of it earlier, so I wanted to read the original. And I am a little over a third of the way through with this one. Then last night, after the concert, I got this, which is Anthology of Longing by Jonathan Jackson. He plays Avery in the show Nashville, and this is like a book of poetry, but he's also a songwriter, so I'm assuming that it's going to be song type styles. They're very small, so like a lot of them fit on one page. So I was like, I don't really read poetry, but I was like, I'll check it out. And then I got The Divine Comedy, which is like Dante's Inferno. And then I guess The Divine Comedy is the other one that's in it, or that's just what you call the collection. I think so. Let me see. Yeah, the first one's Inferno, and then the other one is... I did too much. Let me see. Okay. The Inferno and then Purgatorio are the two titles. And then there's a Paradiso. So I thought that would be interesting. And it was for these like special edition leather bounds. They've been having a deal, and it was like buy one, get one 50% off. And the reason why I went there is because the Odyssey's coming out. I don't know if I read the Iliad and the Odyssey in high school. I know I read the Odyssey and I enjoyed it. So I was like, let me try again. And I liked this translation, and it's so pretty. It's like gold foil, and then it's also got the gold foil edges. Yeah, so it's gorgeous. And it has both of them, the Iliad and the Odyssey. So I was like, I might as well get the other one because I wanted to read this one eventually too. So I got both of those. And then a previous day at Barnes & Noble, this book was recommended to me because I was looking for another author that used to work there that had written a few stories. They don't work there anymore, but the guy had read all their books and was like, if you like them, then you'll like this. And this is Board Gay Werewolf. And then there's another one that's like a trans banshee. So yeah, I didn't get the second book because it just came out, I think. And it was only in hardback, and I want them to match. And paperbacks are cheaper, so I got the paperback. And then the Fairway Inn. This is just beautiful. And it was $14, and this was at an independent bookshop. And this was when I was visiting 15 different businesses in one day. And I don't think there was a discount that day. It might have just been she was giving away free bookmarks. But yeah, this was beautiful, and it's rare that you can get a special edition this pretty, especially at an indie bookstore for $15. So I was like, I am getting it. And then I also got at Barnes & Noble previously. This is an email for me to get to do a book event at Barnes & Noble, so I need to keep that over here. I'm just going to stick it on the box. Kurt Vonnegut, when I was doing like English major type stuff, we had to read for one of the classes a bunch of like classic short stories and stuff like that, and his was one of them, and it stuck with me forever. And so I was like, okay, I want to read something else by him. So I was like, Slaughterhouse-Five. We're going to go with that. Okay. I got another Barnes & Noble bag over here. And these were not all from this month. I hadn't put these away yet. So, alright. So this one, I went with my husband. And I wanted to look for this book, which is The Secret World of Briar Rose by Cindy Pham. And she is a booktuber. She started around the same time that I started my previous channel that I had before this one. She does not like me, but that doesn't mean that I don't like her. So She just has very misconceived notions about me based off of me being indoctrinated with religious stuff at one point and saying something really stupid that I've already apologized for before. But anyway, she did make other assumptions about me that were not accurate even then. But anyway, I still want to give her book a chance. You can separate the book from the artist in multiple ways. Anyway, like case by case thing. But I do really want to try this one. It's a debut novel, but I was watching their video on the process of like writing this book, and like when they started writing it, the characters like weren't initially queer, and then I think the races also weren't different, and then they were talking about how much like the choice made sense with the world building and the story itself, where it really strengthened it, rather than just like throwing it in just to have diversity points. But also, like, look at this cover and the sprayed edges. Like, it is a beautiful book, and it's a debut. And I was like, I have to have it. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Like, come on. Really lucked out. Really lucked out with the debut novel. Yeah. And I like their dark humor, so I'm sure that there will be plenty of that in the book. And then I'm always wanting to get better at like figuring out how to do short stories. So I saw these. They're very, very pretty editions. And they were $12. So this one's Fables, Folklore, and Ancient Stories. Scottish folk and fairy tales. I am part Scottish. Do I know anything about the history and stuff there? No. So I was like, okay. And then I'm also super Irish. And I also don't really know anything. So this one is, again, Fables, Folklores, and Ancient Stories. But this one's Irish folk and fairy tales. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. They had Native American ones as well, but I think I already have a collection of Native American ones. Not nearly as pretty as this, but I do have one, and I was not trying to break the bank. So I was like, I will start with these two. If I like these and actually read them, and I want to like finish the set with what all they had available, I will finish the set. Okay. Then we've got a pre-order, which was Once Upon a Demon's Heart. The other one is going to come out in a couple of months from now, but this is a limited time special edition. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And under it, again, I've said previously that I like the no dust jacket. Reminds me of just like being a 90s kid when books were like that and they didn't all have dust jackets, and so it's like nostalgic. But also, like, look at the art on this sucker. And then on the inside, too. Yeah. So this is a dark romance author. And I'm currently reading the one. And it does say that it has a non-con in there, which is, like, a no-go for me. It is fine. Like, the dub con sometimes is okay. And then CNC is usually okay. I don't like the non-con if it is between the two love interests. If it just happens to occur with one of the characters, or even one of the main characters with someone that's not the person that they're supposed to fall in love with, that's fine. I'm not triggered by that. But yeah, I just can't get on board if there has been non-con between the two people that are supposed to fall for each other, because I'm like, no, that's unforgivable. And I will not, I can't romanticize someone that would be willing to do that to another person. So I'm just like, no. But yeah, this came out before I finished the other book. That's why I started trying the other book by her that I first showed you. Because I wanted to see if I liked it, because some dark romance is just like, I'm like, this is just toxic relationship. Like, this is not just dark, it's toxic. So I was like, let me see. But I love the writing style. So hopefully this one will be good. And if this one does have like the non-con, and then this is also in like the trigger warnings for this one, then I'll want to have time to cancel the pre-order for the second one. So I plan on getting to these relatively quickly for that reason. All right. Another one that I've got that's gorgeous is Harvest Season. It just came out. I got the sprayed edges and everything. I got the special edition from Target. It has a note from the author in it. And I believe it's also signed. So that's why I went with the Target edition. I'm not positive that this one is signed, but I know it's got the author's note with some background. And I'm trying to flip the page here so I can see if it's signed or not. Okay, it doesn't look like it's signed, so it must have just been the author note and the sprayed edges that I wanted. And then gorgeous, and then it also has this one there. And I've already read the first one in the series, so I'm really excited for the second one. And I will probably collect her other books as well because I do like the Butcher and Blackbird series. So I think I'm just going to wind up liking all of her books. I like her humor and the way that she does darkness. Again, I like dark romance. I do not like dark relationships. So I'm like, this is the kind of dark romance that I want, where it's not dark between the actual love interest. Anyway, then this looks super cute with the book of the month. So I was like, I must have it. And it is Who Said Romance Was Dead? Hopeless Necromantic. It's just so adorable and pretty. The colors are so cute. So yeah, I got that. And then I also got, I had to get that, I had to get one that was actually one of the ones for the month. So I just like picked one. And so I got The Shroud Queen by Ashley Tropey. I'm not sure. This is book 1 in a series. I'd rather have like standalones with new authors so I know that I actually like it. But this one says, a slave and a princess switch places to survive, igniting parallel journeys of love and destiny. And yeah, this was one of the June books. And then I got Seek the Traitor's Son. It's got the pretty sprayed edges too. And I don't think there's anything, yeah, there's nothing special about the inside of it. But yeah, it's another Veronica Roth. And I am excited for the alternate version of the Divergent series that's going to come out soon. So I've already pre-ordered the first book of that. So yeah, I was like, let me see. I did not like the Carve the Mark series, but I'm hoping that I'll like this book because I have liked like everything else that I've read by her. I just didn't care for the Carve the Mark one. And then again, I've been getting more into trying to read like classics. And so this one is like a modern classic. So The Catcher in the Rye. I was not required to read this in high school. I know a lot of people were, but I'm not. And there's so many references to it and so many like romance books that I need to know what they're referencing. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get it. And I actually really like this cover, which is strange because it's not like pretty colors, but I like it. It feels old school. And yeah, it's like a nostalgia thing. So I'm excited for this. And it's also known as like one of the first YA books. So that's another reason. And then I have another pre-order special edition that I got, and it's been sitting because I've been prioritizing other books. This is the 3rd book in a series, and it is Game On by Nevessa Allen. I already read the first 2 books, so I am ready for this one. I've just been kind of alternating genres, so I'm like, I don't want to be reading 2 dark romances at the same time, and I needed to start reading the KM one. So that one became the next dark romance in my rotation, because I have like one going at a time for that genre. So this one just got backburnered, but I will be picking it up soon. So yeah, those are all of the new ones that need to go on my special editions shelf. And now we get to all of these over here. And my baby is sitting under the fan enjoying himself right by my feet and right in the way of me being able to scoot these boxes over to me. But I am going to try to get him to move so that I can do that. And I will probably do the records portion in a separate video because because I have actually kept up with showing y'all all of the acquired records that I get. So I will keep that to its own thing. I might kind of flash it to you here, but yeah, it'll also be in another video if I do that. Bear Bear, can you move? Can you move? Yeah? Thank you. Alright. Alright. I'm just going to pull the records out. Some of them aren't even in this room, the records. But yeah, all these. And plus some that are in the other one. I really lucked out with the records. Okay. Oh my goodness. Do not fall. Stay. Okay. So these are the half price bookstore. So everything was like really cheap. The most expensive book might have been $7, and then I had 50% off, so it would have been like $3.50. So I was like, you know what? If it, I got like some children's books, like middle grades. I've been really into middle grades lately. And then I got like some gay romances, or like diverse romances where I just don't have a lot of couples that aren't like white heterosexual. So when I see like more diverse books, I'm like, let me get it, let me get it, let me get it. Because I have a ton of books, but I don't have a ton of those. So I would like to prioritize that. Yeah, I saw this, The Magical Misfits by Neil Patrick Harris. And I was like, 1, super cute, and 2, Neil Patrick Harris. So there was actually 2 of this series that was available. So I got both of them. And I'm just going to start a new shelf for these. Right over here. Okay. And then I got Amari and Hamza. Again, super cute. And this is not the same Amari as a different popular book, which is this Amari one. This is Amari and the Great Game. And yeah, like, beautiful. And I've also heard it's really good. I think it was Gavin's channel. He reads a lot of middle grades, and I think he really enjoyed this. I think that was him that really enjoyed it. That or it was Jesse the reader. I don't know. But yeah. Then we have Greenwild. I just read a book that was kind of like botanical, and I really liked it. So I was like, maybe I'll like this one too. Except for that one, I thought was going to be magical, and it was not magical. This one is magical. So I'm going to get the greenery, and I'm going to get some magic. So I'm excited for it. And I believe this is the first book in a series. So yeah, I'm really liking the middle grades. Okay. Then we've got Lauren Oliver's Replica. And then if you flip it, then you've got Gemma. I liked Lauren Oliver's other series. The one that starts with a P. Pandemic, is that the first one? I don't think that's right. It's a 3-book series, but anyway, I really enjoyed it, and I liked the Panic movie that they did, and so I was like, yeah, I want to read more of her books. And so this one was talked about a long time ago. It was super popular, and I wanted to get it, and I never did. So I finally got it. I'm gonna put that one up here because I got some YA, some adult. Oh, and it only needed like 1 thick book, so now the top shelf is complete. Okay. Then I also was like looking for skinny books specifically, like this size. I don't know. I just really like the feel of the tiny books and being like, I'm going to sit down and devour this in like 1 sitting. I just wanted to be able to do that. So that was another reason why I got the 1 book from the author where I was like, I did not like the previous one, but I'll give it a chance because it was like 100 pages-ish. And I kind of want to do a reading vlog. I saw someone do a like, how many books can I read in 7 days? And they were reading like a book a day they were reading a book a day for a week. That's what it was. And so they were having to go with shorter books. And so I was like, you know what? I might try to do that. I think it would be fun because I really enjoyed watching their vlog. So yeah. And I think the person that did that was Plant-Based Bride, if I recall. I haven't been watching a lot of booktube videos, but every once in a while one will pop up that's interesting, and I'm like, okay. I just haven't been getting it in my feed a lot because I haven't been consuming it, so it's just not popping. Anyway, this one is The Crane Husband. I'm gonna put that over here on this other shelf. Then we've got Just As You Are. And no, I'm not editing this video because that's too much work. I'm just being honest. Written in the Stars. Oh my goodness, that one almost fell. Foolish Hearts. I enjoyed her debut novel, which was First and Then. So I wanted to get this one. And then I know she has This Adventure Ends, I think is the second book that she did. And I haven't read that one yet either. But it is what it is. Yeah, I'll put that one up here because it's YA. We'll make the YA in the middle grades. Meet in the middle, maybe. The Nobleman's Guide to Scandal and Shipwrecks. I believe I read this one. I'm not 100%. I know I read the first 3. So if this is the 3rd one, and I think that it is, then I did read it. So I'm going to put that on my red shelf. Right here. And then we've got The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. I've also already read that one. And I think the second book I have in this stack somewhere too. So I really lucked out with that. I had an ebook of it already. I did not have The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue on ebook. At least I don't think I did. But anyway, then we've got Out of Character. So we're getting in the gay romance section apparently. Gay and sapphic have been like the last 4 books. Anyway, then I've got The Spanish Love Deception. Some people really, really hated this book, so we'll see how it goes for me. Okay. Where Dreams Descend. I think this is a YA. I'm not positive, but I think it is. Okay, we're almost done with book 1. And then we've got Sleepless in Dubai. And then we get box 2. This was not a full box of books. It mostly had a lot of records in it. So we're going to put that over there. And we're going to pop into this one. Alright. If the Shoe Fits. This one's a plus-size romance. Then we've got The Magic All Around. I just read another book by this author, Jennifer Mormon. It was The Magical Bookshop? No, I don't know. Oh, The Charmed Library. That's what it was. And I enjoyed it. So I was like, let me try another one of hers. She does like magical realism with some romance in it. Yes, I did get Ladies' Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. A lot of people hated this. I liked it. I read her as like asexual and also autistic, or at least neurodiverse in some way. And I was like, I get you, girl. But some people were really hating on her, thinking that she was trying to be like a not like other girls. I'm like, no, just not like you. They're not like you, and that's okay. She's not like the girly girl. She's kind of like the little brash, and I like that. That's more like me. I like it. I thought this one was just interesting, so I was like, okay, because it seems like an oxymoron. But anyway, it is erotic stories for Punjabi widows. So it'd be like saying Christian erotica. It's the same thing. So I was like, yeah. But anyway, I was like, we will get it. We will get it. And then I've got the X Talk. And I just finished an audiobook where the 2 people were hosts of a talk show. No, one of them was the host. It was The Magic of Us. I just finished that one. So I was like, this will be interesting. But I didn't read it before I got this one. I just knew that this one was about the same sort of thing. Like people with the romance type talk. I cannot talk today. My goodness. This one, another woman around my age was also in the bookstore. So we were like pulling out stuff that we had read that we liked and telling each other because it was cheap and just throwing it in each other's baskets. So she said Archer's Voice was really good. So I got it. Then we've got The Little Mermaid, and this is like I guess it's like based off of the newer movie, The Little Mermaid. So. Okay. The Year of Second Chances. I don't read a lot of like chick lit or like women's fiction. That's not like romance heavy. So I just like giving a couple of things a try because I was getting such a deal. I was like, why not? Again, an interesting exploration in a video. So I'm like, content. I've got a lot of video ideas because I've taken a long break. This one was a Book of the Month book at one point, and I was kind of interested in it. So I was like, all right, I'll pick it up. And it's Babylonia. Ooh. Okay. And then I got the first book in that series, the Amari one. So I will be able to read the first two books. I'm sure there's a third as well, but I don't know. Then I've got Lore by Andrea Bracken. I liked The Passenger and Wayfarer by her, and I did like the movie for her other series. I forgot what it's called, but anyway, I liked that too. So I do think I like her storytelling. So I was like, this one is like a Medusa one, and it's been out for a long time, but I never read it. So again, it was cheap. It's literally $2 for this hardback because I had the 50% off. And then I also saw this one by her, which is Silver in the Bone. Ooh. Okay. Oh. All right. Then I've got The Writing Retreat. I was really interested in this one when it was a book of the month, but I think I was just trying to save money. And I think I might have been limited to like how many books I could also put in the box. So I just didn't get it. And then I heard reviews of it and people either loved it or hated it. And they said the character was really unlikable. But then there's also the book Yellowface that has a very unlikable author as well, with a similar story of like maybe there's some theft that happens here. And then someone becomes successful off of it. And so I was like, okay, I want to read both of them just because the premise sounds interesting to me as an author. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. And then we have got London Seance by Sarah Pinner. I did not know that this was like, somehow has an LGBT thing in here. I don't know what the pairing is, but I saw it on a list recently. So I was like, okay, I've got to get it. And then I believe I also have another book by this author. Yes, The Lost Apothecary. So I was like, if I like that one, I'm going to want to continue reading her. So I did go ahead and get this one. Okay. And then there is Lessons in Chemistry, which I wish was the one with the sprayed edges, but we can only get what's there. But yeah, this was the like most liked book for a couple of different book club type deals. So I was like, let's try it. So a lot of these are like, let's get a little outside of the comfort zone, or not even necessarily comfort zone, but just like you don't read enough of this. So I got those. Then we've got The Epidemic, and I'm pretty sure I've read this one. I know I read all of the initial ones for the program, the treatment. Pretty sure I read The Epidemic. I've read The Remedy. I don't know that I've read The Adjustment yet. But yeah, I really do like this series, so I wanted to own it. But yeah, I am pretty sure I've read this one, unless this is the second one to The Remedy. And then I don't know that I have. So I'll have to look into it, but for now I'm going to put it on my red shelf because I think I've read it. Oh, okay, I'm going to put that on the bottom because this thing's wanting to like tilt over. Then I've got Hook, Line, and Sinker. Really enjoyed this duology, and then I think they added on like a third one that like kind of connects somehow. So yeah, I really liked this spicy romance. So I got it. And I don't think that I found the first one, but if I do, like, I'll want it. Then I've got One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. I've liked all of her books that I've read. And this one is a sapphic romance that I had not got yet. So I picked it up. And I think it's technically new adult, but they did it as young adult because I guess they thought it would sell better that way. Then I've got One to Watch. I think it's like a plus-size thriller, and it might have some romance in there. I'm not positive. It's been a while for that one. And then I got another skinny pretty book. So, I know nothing about this one. The Purple Swamp Hen and Other Stories. So again, short stories and skinny book. And it's like my favorite shade of purple. It's just gorgeous. It's like purple with a hint of blue in it. I really like it. Okay. Then we've got one that I might already own, but I was willing to take the risk if I didn't, because it was $2.50. And that is The It Girl by Ruth Ware. I've read a bunch of her other books. She's an Ottawa author. I don't like a lot of thrillers because they show like the worst of humanity, but also like the main character sucks. Like they're just a bad people, or they're like, you know, like, yeah, I don't like them. So Ruth Ware's been a hit for the books that I've read. There might have been one that I didn't like the ending of or something. But I've enjoyed them, and I like her writing style. So, plus they're usually set somewhere that's not in the U.S., so that's like an added little bonus. Then we've got another author right here that I really enjoy, and that is Rachel Hawkins. I've liked all of her books that I've read. And this one is The Villa. So, okay. Oh, don't fall on me. Don't fall. And then I've got Master of Iron by Trisha Levenseller, another author who all of the books that I've read from her I've really liked. I want to get so I already have The Daughter of the Pirate King and The Daughter of the Siren Queen or something like that. I don't know, the first two books in the series. Then she had a third one that's in the same world, but it's a different main character. And it also has a special edition, and it's super gorgeous. So eventually I do want to get that. But yeah, another Trisha Levenseller book. And that concludes all of these books over here. So I guess if you've waited this long, I will show you the vinyls that I got in this haul over here. Oh my goodness. I was wondering if there was a receipt in here so I could tell you how much I actually paid, because it was a lot less than it would have been. Anyway, I got Aretha Franklin, Take a Look. Then I got Liza Minnelli, The Singer, You're So Vain. Another Carly Simon. I have like two others of hers. And then I have Flashdance, the motion picture soundtrack. And then I have like the Alvin and the Chipmunks, I'm guessing. Shirley, Squirrely, and Melvin. They're chipmunks. Then I got Claude Debussy. I have loved him since the Twilight movies. And so I already have some CDs, but I did not have any vinyls. Then I've got James Brown. I believe this is the second one I have of him. And then Mick Jagger, which I didn't have any of him yet. And then I got a Lionel Richie. And then I'm not big on country, but ooh, she's iconic. So I got Reba McEntire. She has lived really close to where I grew up as a kid. And then I've got Gladys Knight and the Pips. And then My Fair Lady. Diana Ross. And Cher. And there's a couple more in my office that I've already listened to or brought in there to listen to. So I'm going to go get those real quick. Oh my goodness. All right. It's been a long weekend. And there are going to be more than this in the vinyl one. Because there's some I just hadn't shown yet. I'm just showing you the ones that were with the half price books. Linda Ronstadt, I really like her music. I didn't know who she was before I got one of her albums. They only have like 5 of them. And then I've got the Bee Gees. And Pat Benatar. And Beethoven, The Creatures of Prometheus. And Patti LaBelle. So, there you go. That was my giant haul over the last couple of months. With the exception of some pre-order albums and then the ones that I got at the concert I went to last night. So I will show you the rest of those in the actual vinyl video. Okay. Oh, I am so tired and I'm still nauseous. Not great. Not great, not great, not great. But I got it on here and I guess I'll give you a swoop so you can see how it all stacked up. Okay. I probably am going to put these ones that aren't shelved on the shelf just because I still have room. But yeah, top, second row, third row, fourth row is all full. And then there's a couple on the bottom. And then here's the ones that I read already. So just like 7 that I already read before I purchased them. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you got all the way to the end. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Hopefully I'll upload this one soon.